in a dealer's hall or something like that. Like, woof, very, very warm. Also, how are you doing this evening, Ruckus? Okay. I think I'm gonna run a line on the inside of this as well. Just to kind of play it safe. I'd rather have that interior line be a little bit more structural. Ah, just working. Okay, so what are you working on tonight then? Oh, at your job. Okay, alright. In your off time, gotcha. So it's break time for you right now. Very cool. Well, thank you for joining us on your break. Your downtime. It's important to take breaks when you're at work. It keeps your mind fresh for sure. Make sure that I'm not muted. I know one of these times, as has proven true with past streams, I'm gonna forget to unmute myself. It's just gonna happen. At a CP. Interesting. I don't know what that stands for. I'm sorry. Okay. That's a lot sturdier on the inside now. Which is good. I maybe have kind of a little bump of extra material there, but I can sand that down with my Dremel pretty easily. This little part here probably needs some attention here. We can fold that over a little bit more. Oh, PC! Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, CP? I don't know what CP stands for, but I know PC. Fear not. Okay, that should be warm enough. So you can just, ooh, gently fold that over without burning my hands. Okay, that is better. That's not as open to the elements now, so then I can kind of flatten this off just a little bit too. So I was gonna cover the other one of these too, and then I realized that the second piece that I made like this with the foam, I went ahead and glued these 3 layers onto the wrong side. So I have to make this piece over again, which is a bummer. But on the right side, I guess I have a really sturdy foam template for the whole thing, so yay! Ooh, actually, I don't know if I can tear this apart. Well, even if I did tear it apart, the glue would be on the wrong side, so yeah, never mind. I definitely have to make this one again before we can cover it, so that stinks! That really stinks! But I'm glad I realized that before I covered it with Warbla. So, yeah. Working on my cosplay as well. Yes. Yes, 2 jobs for Devance. Yeah, I'm glad that I made that mistake with cheap craft foam instead of with Warbler, so at least I realized it before I went any farther, and I can probably make that piece a lot faster than I did it the first time, so I have one that's okay. Yay! And yep, BM. You can. There are cash prizes for different categories. It's like the stipulation is that it has to be done by the 22nd at like 8 a.m. Eastern time, so pretty much the 21st to be honest, of August. And you have to stream at least 15 hours of work, which, I mean, anyone who makes cosplay knows that's like nothing, so very easy to do. Yeah, but like one of the first prizes is like thousands of dollars, which is nice. It's very cool. I think just the trip to go to like TwitchCon would be really sweet. Okay. I think just a little touch up there. But I have a tiny scrap of the Warbler here that I can use to do that, so I can heat that up. Yeah, go for it, man. Yep, you can be anything. Anything you like. I think there's 3 or 4 different categories. There's armor, special effects, larger than life, and needlework. So as long as whatever you're making will fit into one of those categories, you'll be good to go. And you have to pretty much have it wearable by that date, so you can be like 99% done. I think in the rules they said that you didn't have to be totally done, but it should be extremely close. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go in and just press this line in one more time, but I think then I'll flip back to making the other one so we can get both of these covered, and then I can sand and prime them tonight, which would be really good. The more I can get primed today, the better. So yeah, I'll just touch these up a little bit. Okay. I'll just flatten out the top of this a little bit. It was kind of bowing up just a touch. So do I play Pokemon Go? Yes. Yes, I do. Have you guys seen, I was talking about this a little bit earlier, but have you guys seen the new update that came out today for the like nearby panel? It's now like, oh, what's it called? Sightings or something? Yeah. Yes, sightings. And I don't know what any of it means. It looks almost identical to when it was broken, with no real indication of what's close to you or not, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's a because of type of thing, or more of like if you go outside of your house, that's kind of the risk you take anyway. Just being like, people are going outside more. Which, I mean, that's a good thing. Okay. I think that's gonna be about it for that one. I don't like this lower segment here that does not please me. I suppose I could put just a touch of foreplay in that gap. That might be the way to go for that. I mean, alternatively, I could probably put some epoxy sculpt in there when we're doing the forms that sit up here. I guess maybe I will sand down what I have here first, and then evaluate how I want to fill that gap, because there's a few different ways that I could do it. I certainly have enough scraps to do that. You know what, I'm gonna take some of my scraps and just fill it in now. Why not? Why not? Have the resources right next to me right now, instead of just drawing out the work time more. We'll just use these now. The only trick here will be being careful that I don't blow these right off my desk, because that definitely could happen. But we'll tear some of this apart first before we start heating it up, so it's a little bit easier to heat single layers instead of multiple layers. Alright, here we go. You would be very close with that guess. 24. So just a little bit older than that. I can legally have wine and all that good stuff, so it's a perk. Oh gosh, that's hot! It's deceiving how hot some of this is. Press this down really firmly with my screen tone tool. Just get it like pushed into that gap. So I'm having none of that. Yeah, Devance, that's a sentiment I think many have, no matter the age. Do I ever stream video games? I'm thinking about it. For the time being, I've pretty much just stuck to cosplay things, but maybe once after this contest